folks. Black Bull Markets have 10 merch packs to give away to clients who sign up before the end of the year, including one of these trader keys. So to go in the draw, all you need to do is sign up with the link below this video or in the podcast description, and you'll go in the draw to win. It's that simple. And remember, folks, when you sign up to Black Bull Markets through the Trading Nut link below, you're going to get a 100% deposit bonus up to $1,000 on your first deposit. All you need to do is click the link in the description below the video or the podcast.
All right. How's everybody doing today? Anything good happening so far? Anything bad? Any trades? Any losses? Any wins? Let me know. I'd like to hear about it. I'm just going to get updated for what's going on in charts today. Get some things labeled and laid out. Big white rectangle is going to be a new week opening gap. This white line here is previous all-time high from last week. I think that was last week at this point. 25, yeah, last week. Took it out, left some equal highs up there. So we'll see if there's one more run up potentially. Bigger rectangle is going to be higher time frame stuff. So that's daily fair value gap. That's daily order block. That's just a volume imbalance in the daily chart. And all orangey red colors are going to be with specific liquidity pools. This guy here needs to be extended, hasn't been touched yet. So anyways, I just go through and make sure I know what I'm looking at, or at least I try to make sure I know what I'm looking at, based on the way I trade, at least. There's some notes that I leave for myself throughout the day. Left alone that S&P and the NASDAQ yesterday. I didn't do anything with those guys. Actually just had one trade yesterday, first trade of the week even. In Euro USD though. I can talk about that in a minute. Can somebody please put something in the comments letting me know that I'm not just talking to myself here? Whoa. I don't know, crazy there on the Zoom. One thing I also do while I'm coming through to look at price is I look for things that have already happened, even if they're not potentially not relevant to what I'm doing today. And they may be. But I like to point out areas that price has done things that are noticeable. So just for instance, price came up right into this fair value gap and moved down right away. So what does that look like here on the 5-minute? Comes in, almost fills it up. Is it creating an opportunity for further move lower? Not being able to get up to the high here. There we go. Oops, wrong color. I've been trying to keep my colors the same instead of just random colors so that I can actually know what I'm looking at without hovering over it. Got some price alerts going off that I don't even know what they're from because they're from yesterday. So, um, so anyway, it's a nice little retracement, over 75% retracement into fair value gap with a pretty quick move down, and now it's pulled back into 50-60% retracement here. Little mini fair value gap in there. What does that look like on a 1? It's also in a fair value gap. Filled in this one completely. But the structure is shifted towards upside. Even here on the 5-minute structure, shifted upside a little bit just with this little short-term high in there. So I'm not going to do anything with it right at this moment. And also, there's piles of news today. A couple things. I guess we got a couple hours until FOMC. But there's a Chicago PMI, whatever that means, happening in 10 minutes. Can't see my, oh yeah, thank you. See, that's why I need you guys. I need you all sitting there looking at my screen like everyone can see it. There we go. Sorry about that. Talking about trading and I'm not even showing my charts. Thank you, Asa and David. So anyway, I'm going to go through and look at the 15-minute chart on all my different charts that I watch. And yeah, just kind of poke around, see what I see. For the most part, the bigger picture stuff, 1 hour daily time frame stuff is done on a weekly basis. If there's a big move and it gets out of a territory of the daily chart, then I can go back and look at stuff there. But for the most part, I like to look here, and once I've done the kind of the weekly analysis, so I'm just gonna clear out a couple of these old, not so important levels. Getting cleaner. It's always nice to not have too much going on. At this stage of my trading, though, I'm still leaving quite a bit on my charts, just so that as I kind of develop further my process and my just my process. So eventually, it'd be nice to have a little cleaner charts. Man, I kind of dream of a day where I can pay for premium trading view and have some better colors and layouts and stuff. But for now, this is where I'm at. Henry, if you look up here in the top left of each chart, I have a little kind of faded label for what chart it is. So this one is NASDAQ and DX 100 index. So yeah, feel free to ask questions, general trading style, lifestyle. Let's see, what other kind of any kind of questions I'm fine with. It gets me thinking, gets me talking, engaging. I like to hear about trades that y'all taking today or that you're already in. So speak up. Speak up. So what's interesting is so NASDAQ is is falling below its opening, a weekly opening price, whereas S&P is still up. Still working on how to use that relationship, but it's definitely interesting, especially like in my multi-view when you have them both in the same zoom. You can see really specifically kind of the difference in their price movements. So anyhow, this one's got room, moving lower. It's pulled back. It's got some liquidity up here at the top. Never actually made it to all-time high, so it's pretty weak compared to the S&P. So Owl, I'm not going to use US 30. I don't look at that one. Gabriel, right now it's on 15. I'm just doing kind of a overview on 15, and then I'll look at fives, and I use one for the final say on entry. So 15 is what you'll see, unless I'll try to remember to let you know when I switch it over. But if you're just getting here, what else? And before I actually have my charts shared, I just mentioned that I like to go through and even look at areas that are kind of what I would call like a crusty or stale, or a little bit older, just to be able to see what has happened and to be able to check out the relationship. Like this current candle right here on the 15-minute chart is intriguing to me because of how in the middle of a move lower, it's got that big wick going up. So as I look down on a 5-minute chart, you can see that was a pullback into just a tick higher than this little short-term high back here. It goes into basically the same as that body of the green candle there. So that 1-minute chart, you might be able to find like a fair value gap there that it tags into. So anyway, I like to look and see what price is doing on a couple different levels. So back to 15-minute chart though. So I'm not super excited about this right at the moment. So I'm going to move on. Euro USD here. Oh, I went wrong way. There it is, Euro USD. Got a handful. Let me get rid of some of this stuff. Like I said, I had a trade there yesterday. This might be a good spot to look at more specifically my trade setup. So this is a 15-minute chart. So I was watching and price came up, took out this liquidity, came up. Actually, you can see this first touch right here. It's kind of small, yeah. A little bit messy, but I'll clear it out once I'm done because I just wanted the notes for during the trade. So came up and this little tomato colored little rectangle is previous liquidity from back over here, and came up, failed, came back down, and fair value gap pushed up and over. Then right after it pushed up and over, that liquidity came down, spiked out below, pulled back. So what I look for then, if I switch to the 5-minute structure shift after that location higher is picked out for a short at least. So it's got this short term right here, pulls down below that, and it actually ends up taking out this one too. So it's got two lows taken out. So that's when I can start looking for a trade. Look for 1-minute trade, which happened as I zoom down to 1 minute and get back there. Oh, it's really way on the 1 minute. Sorry. Not sorry. A little bit sorry. Okay, so then this move from top to bottom here clearly took out structure. Actually, let me look back on the 5 again here. So this was the pullback that came into this. You can see it came in right to the top of that fair value gap, which isn't even outlined. It came down, broke structure. Then I don't know why I didn't label it, but there is my order there. Okay, this guy. So this was fair value gap I used for short, based on the 5 minute time frame, as well as this little spot right here. So you can see this last green candle, the wick was like right in the middle of the fair value gap. So that's like double cool. So I had a limited order set there for short. Stop was actually really big on this one. Let me zoom it back out to 5. Stop was based on this move here. So that's like this. So I set that up, and then I have stop loss minimum is kind of what I use for I just give myself plenty of room, because something I was doing for a long time is just keeping stops really tight, too tight, stopping out really easily. So you can see if I had put my stop on this guy right here, even with my 10% rule, pretty sure, ooh, it would have been really close. See, yeah, you can see it, depending on spread and that sort of stuff, it came up really close to that stop loss minimum. So I've been using much bigger stops than I need to. It's giving me a higher percentage of winning, which is nice, as well as smaller targets essentially. So I did get the one exit down here for that's like my pay the trader exit to lock something in. Usually I'll have a 3, 2, 3, 4, 5 hour target somewhere else. You can see it didn't make it to this, but I did get to slide to break even, so just got to keep the profit there. So that's just a little outline. Essentially, it's looking for something on the 5 minute, and then looking for a smaller fractal version of that on the 1 minute, using ICT type trading concepts. With that in mind, you can ask any more questions about how silly that is, or what you think, while I clean this up a little bit. Actually, I'm going to leave some of this because I may want to look at review. Yeah, we won't be in that day anyway, so we'll leave it a little messy back there. So here we are, Euro USD. You can see it up here in the corner. I'm going to be on the 15-minute chart for a bit, and I'm going to go ahead and extend this guy out because it's been in play so far in this price structure area. Specifically, oops, I'm just going to get the top, this guy. Now add in there we go. W in the cha. Kirito, I'm not sure what that means. If you can explain. W in the cha. Loco Luke says WWW. Man, I feel like I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so anyhow, this one, I like the way this looks. This is setting up. What I would be looking for here is this move as my basis, and I do require pullback into minimum 62 level here So typically they're going to be in this range from 62 to 75. There are, so what I'm going to do is put this guy out, fair value gap. Slightly touched already, but still usable. Order block level here on the 15. Looking at 5 minute to see how that translates. You can see the fair value gap remains exactly the same. However, there's this guy here, which lines up directly with the top of the order block, which is nice. So you get that overlapping fair value gap and order block, which is ideal. So I'm going to actually go ahead and remove this guy. Let's see what we get there. So what I would like to see here, if I was going to trade this long, is first that it doesn't actually get up to this liquidity up here and finish kind of busting through that fair value gap. That would be a negative for this, because I want that liquidity to remain there. I want the retail mindset to be thinking, okay, this is as far up as it's going to go. It can't get there. But then when it's close, it's just like engineering a spot for more reason to go up there. So anyway, that's what I see. So what I do is I'll look for some sort of entry down here, which is it's going to come into this area, and then on the I'm not even, because I'm looking, I would want to see a structure shift down here on the 5 minute. So this one might take a little while. So it'd come down and it would put in a first little attempt up, come down maybe a little bit lower, and then bust it out. Once it does that, then I do the same thing on the 1 minute chart. So once it's done the 5 minute structure shift, then I'll zoom in, look for it on the 1 minute, and go from there. So I'll move on for now. UJ, look at you. Look at that dump. Ooh. Why can't I click my line here? Oh, it's over here. That's fine. La da da bum bum. Da 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 bum bum. What do we got going here? Got some alerts, like I said, from yesterday. Okay. This is that related to whatever that 645 news was, probably, huh? Looking at the 1 hour for a moment here to see this, what this move is searching for. Filling that gap. I'm gonna watch this spot right here. Oops. Sheesh. So these kind of moves, this could be cool for a setup for later. Gives a nice location for it's all red. It's nice and displacing according, ICT terminology. It's moving down, but not just like a little bit. It's moving down with gusto. It's got some power to it. So what I'll do is and it may work out that it'd be like right during the news release, so I gotta be careful, and I will be careful. But depending on how far it ends up making it down, I'm gonna change the color of that. Can't seem to find a color that works on every little bit, so that's fine for now. So like I said, I'd look for something above 62, and so you can see 62 gives me right into this move up here, this last low before it came down. It broke through. Something I've been intrigued by is this idea. I want to say I've only heard about it like once, so I think it's called like an inverted fair value gap or inversion fair value gap or something like that. I don't know for sure, but it's when it's on the other side of the move and what happens within that level. So I like to point it out so I can watch it and see what might be going on in there. Even the 5-minute chart has almost all red, so it's a pretty substantial drop in price. Couple little spots in there that might be worth. So usually what I do is I'll set an alert for when it gets back down towards the 62 or up, I guess up towards in this case, and then I'll watch it. Look for the structure shift on the 5 and 1. Show. Let's see what's going on with CAD. Nothing touched up there. Waiting for let's see. So new week opening gap, also fair value gap right in there. Created a turnaround spot for the price. Drop down there. Look at 1 hour for a sec. It's still got potentially some life down lower, but it's also got liquidity up high. Kind of reddish brown zone up there. I think at this point it looks like something I would look for a short in, at least at this point, depending on what the rest of this move looks like. So same kind of thing. We get this, basically the whole 62 to 75 is within a fair value gap on the 15. So, and then again here on the 5. So it's plenty ripe for the pickings. You get this level coming off this low. So that's right there as well. And then you can look at it more specifically like an order block, lowest of the green candles moving. So that's, in my opinion, ripe for the pickings. Good location. So I just short hunt in here. Okay, make my text a little bit bigger. All right, so no action right now. Just a lot of these things I just gotta wait on. Did just notice this little guy in here. Been watching volume imbalances here, like this. Oops. I guess you can't see that anyhow. That's good. There we go. Like so. There was no gap in the bodies. Anybody trading anything right at the moment? Anybody trading right now? All right. Well, I got my alert set there. Take a look at GU. Goodness, things all shiny with boxes and colors and all that here. Let's get that out of there. That one was rated. I like to point that out because it seems to be more indicative of move in the other direction. So you can see there's a clear, this tomato zone here is a clear spot for liquidity, and then it comes down and then moves up right afterwards. So there's fingerprints of higher, and you can see that that did happen. I wasn't trading in here, so but it's usable now. What is that then? Oh, that's just a big volume imbalance up there. New week opening gap is this lower, smaller one, and then there's a big volume imbalance from last week. Anyway, same thing here. I'm going to be looking for an opportunity for a long, so long as it's not pre-breaking this high, probably. This guy. I'd like to see it not get over that level. So that it leaves something to be desired, in other words. So I do like this new week opening gap is right in the place to trade for me. Um, so it's definitely something worth watching for long. Um, it's also coming in at like 62 right now. I guess I need to set this up accurately. Not quite there, but anyways, it's you get the tops, top, 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 also right in this trade area. So lots of cool spots available for use. Kind of add to the desire to trade this one long. So a lot of options in here. I've got my alert set to watch it once it comes down. Um, ideally, like I said, if it doesn't make it over this previous high from last week. So yeah, that's pretty much ready. Tighten up a little bit there. Let's see. Didn't quite make it there. Isaac, no, don't trade gold. Never even tried. Do you? I assume you do. But that kind of question is very assuming. So I see plenty of opportunity. This one's a little bit more kind of choppy looking to me. Coming up, coming down, taking this liquidity here, but then also coming down, grabbing this. Level this liquidity, equal those. Swing trade gold. All right, cool. I think I always just heard stories of people get wiped out on gold because lot sizes are different. They're worth different value than a bunch of other stuff. I don't know. Random. Are you talking about 2 a.m. New York time or what? What is it that you're talking about? And then we can thank you later. I'm gonna look higher time frame for a moment. New York time, 2 a.m. Taps into a PD array to bounce off and reverse back test it. You'll thank me later. So trading Bitcoin, all right. I've got little bits of Bitcoin, but nothing trading it. I'm not really sure. I mean, with this current move lower, I would be tempted for short. It does look that way. There's a little bit of potential desire down here. Could come into the bottom of this fair value gap as another possible fill-in location. But I'm not real I'm real convinced. This is, this could be a raid. If I can click my right button, there we go. Over this level, which is fine. It kind of comes into this old low here, intermediate term low, dumps out. So I could look for short on here. I'd be okay looking at it at least and seeing how it forms. I know we have news today, so everything's kind of, just kind of a maybe. Look at that, chop chop. All right, so this raid, question mark, was this raid? Okay, nice little move there though, I like that. One hour for a sec here. That's where that fair value got come from. All right. I like this one okay, actually. A zoomed out picture of the 1 hour. Staying pretty choppy. I think depending on what price does up here. What did I just do? So hopefully that's still working. I just pushed something that made my audio do something weird. So if you can't hear me anymore, let me know. Just try to make a straight line. Messed it all up. Anyways, I'd personally like to not see it drive above that last high if I'm going to trade it long, which is kind of where it's at right now. So it'd have to kind of stay under there. Under where? Something I do with my kids all the time. Go look at that thing under there. Under where? Oh, Dad. It's got new weak opening gap underneath. Yeah, I actually like that pretty good. There's fair value gaps in here. There's plenty of space for an entry. $15 also has this gap closer to 62 level. So lots of room for the potential trade. I just leave myself breadcrumbs because it's a lot easier for me that way to do the rest of my job. Like I work a normal job as well, and so fortunately I can watch the charts while I'm working, and so it's nice to have all this stuff kind of set up for the later session, so I don't have to like focus on it. I can just kind of, oh yeah, I was looking for long here. If it gets down to this level, I can go and, you know, look for trade that way. So I actually like this one quite a bit. It's pretty clean. I do want to be careful of that kind of this chop. So it's wouldn't be probably looking for a target way up here, you know, up in the 3, 4, 5 R area. Probably just up to old liquidity, making sure to take some off. When it's appropriate. So that's the whole picture for what I trade. So at this point, I get to just kind of sit and watch, kind of update things as things change a bit. That move's still going a little bit, so I'll adjust things and keep it relevant. It's a good time for questions. Maybe we got questions. I like questions. I like questions. Oh, see, that one took out. I was hoping it wouldn't do that. Oh, well, it's not the end of the world if this one doesn't set up. But it changes the way that I think about it a little bit. So I gotta decide, you know, how I want to treat it now that it's already poked out over that liquidity. It's pretty shallow, so it's, you know, price could want to go up there and claim more liquidity. All right, I gotta go wake up my son. I'll be right back. Oh, sorry about the delay there. Like I said, I was waking up my son, so um, Kafila, uh, it's fun just because it's trading. That's what I would say to that. I think trading is fun. Uh, I am not going to do anything like provide signals, so no worries. Oh, wait, did that happen? Just this. Oh, I have it right coming down, grabbing liquidity, shooting for new week opening gap right there. I could see taking a short in here. Structure shifted. It's a little low there, but it's all up to the 1 minute chart. But if pricing's down into the gap here first, then maybe not. A little bit down there as well, but yeah, it's okay. Use that order block there on the 1 minute like that. Da, da, da. So essentially, this is a 1 minute chart. I would need to see a return up into this level area-ish place here, somewhere, well, essentially somewhere above 62. That's kind of the thing. Then a structure shift on the 1 minute, leaving a fair value gap or a reason for me to place an entry. And then I use this whole 5 minute run, 15-minute run as the method or like I'll put my stop based on that run. Essentially, it's a 10% of the total size, not the move. So possibility in there. I'm going to set an alert. See what happens. Euro's coming back down a bit. So because this is a shallow poke above the old high, I think I'm going to still consider it for a long. It would be a big trade though, and with news, it's a big trade. Big like a what am I trying to say? Big trade in terms of it would need to move quite a bit for even the first pay the trader exit to happen. So not a terrible thing. It's just something to be aware of. But there is a decent setup in here, usable territory. So that's all right. That's good. All right, UJ didn't go any lower since we were looking at it last, so that's okay. It's gonna hopefully have a little bit of a pullback into this tradable area. I will be taking off here in a little bit. I usually just do full hour and then sometimes the entries for the day, if there are any, are a little bit later. So, but if you got any questions, any more thoughts, then now's a good time. Yeah, it's cool. Like I said, I think trading is fun by itself. So, I like it. That's why I'm still doing it after 4 years of off and on losing money, and not a lot, but not being consistently profitable. That's why I'm striving to become consistently profitable so I can do something that I think is fun and earn an income and all that good stuff. So, Darlington, hello. Makes me think, are you taking like some programming class or something? Because it seems like at the beginning of every programming class is figuring out how to make the console type out "Hello World." So that's what I think of. But hello, nonetheless. I like you, Jay. I like the way this one is looking. UCAD, kind of similar. This one gave a little bit more up here. This is 1 hour chart for a moment here, just looking. Just gotten into the middle of that old fair value gap. Yeah, this one's still good too. I like the UCAT. Even if like for me this trade would probably not, I wouldn't probably shoot for anything lower target wise than this liquidity pool down here, which is totally fine. Like I think that's a pretty reasonable thing to look for. So I like this. Hopefully I have an opportunity. The price gets back in there. GU still nothing new really there. It's just starting to a little bit of a pullback, but it hasn't gone any higher since we looked at it. GJ. Oh, I didn't put an alert up on this one. There we go. I'm ready for anything now. Got an alert, got a little tiny. I actually like the smaller fair value gaps. I think they're better, neater, cooler. This one's using the order block with this little candle here. See that old fair value gap was filled in. It's an entry that I'm still like too nervous to even consider, but I like it. It's that I think what's called the institutional order flow entry drill. It's barely moved down, quick spike into it, and then it goes. Look at that. Here, let's see on the 1 minute. What do we see? That's this one right here. You wouldn't even get to see it on a 1 minute chart. Like the fair value gap is only on the 5 on this one. You can see it's between this tall green candle's low and this little top tail red candle's high. Comes down and then just goes. It's pretty neat. I like it. You could have done it here too, but there's no like, for me the context just doesn't quite. I don't have the ability to see that context yet. Like why would I short just after this little move down, you know? And after there's nothing that gives me that frames it up for me. So you got to be careful. I just like it. I think it's really tidy and slick to be able to do that. But contextually, I don't know how to do it yet, so I'm not even going to try. So I think that's going to about do it for me, folks, though. So I'll be here every Wednesday, at least until I finish passing this challenge, which I plan to do. I'm in drawdown right now still, but I've been curling my curve up little bit by little bit. I think last week I increased my risk finally for the first time after having it reduced significantly, so to not fail. It's been a really good practice in preserving capital and not getting myself out of the game essentially before it's time. Before, you know, it keeps me in the challenge essentially. So as much as it would be nice to not have to pull out of a drawdown, pretty extreme drawdown. I think I was down like 1,700 out of the 2,000, so I was pretty close by the time I was real reduced. Really struggling, and in the last few weeks, last month or so, I've been made a couple of shifts that I think have helped a ton. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. Hope everybody has a good rest of their day, their night, whatever it is. And with that, I think that's going to do it. Yeah. So thanks, Cam, Trading Nut, and Blue Guardian. It's a fun opportunity. I've learned a lot already. So farewell.